Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 Genetically Modified Overkill run. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're ready for some chaos, because today we're going to be playing the baby arms dealer, which aside from being a sort of horrific phrase, is going to yield maximum chaos. We're going to keep gaining weapon slots, and every round all our weapons are going to disappear, so we're going to have to buy new ones. The rule for this run is going to be that when I see a weapon, I have to buy it until we have a full set of weapons, or run out of money. We're allowed to buy other stuff, but we have to try to fill out our weapon slots. So by the end of the run, we're going to be buying 24 weapons every shop, potentially. For wave 1, I'm going to go with... I'm actually not sure what the best weapon to start with here is. I guess I'll go quarterstaff. Just 2% extra XP gain. I don't think we get a permanent range from hiking pole in the first wave, so I think this is the only one that can have a lasting impact. And as long as we have a weapon that can clear the wave, it doesn't really matter which weapon we pick, except for the long-term bonuses that it gives us. I have no idea how easy or hard this run will be. I think it probably won't be like extraordinarily challenging, but I think it should be very fun. We obviously get a bunch of money because both of these characters have some harvesting gain. So let me show off the characters as well. Baby gets harvesting and item price reduction, but only starts with one weapon slot. You gain an extra weapon slot every time you level up, but need a little less than 2.5 times as much XP as normal in order to level. Arms dealer has much cheaper weapon prices, and gets extra damage modifiers than a dangerous bunny, but all of your weapons are destroyed when entering a shop. Take the weapon slot here, and then okay, we've got our first 2 weapons, which we are forced to buy. We've got wand and taser, but fertilizer is a really nice start, so let's do that. Do I want to level this taser? I don't really see a reason to. I could buy bat or glasses. For this character, our items are so cheap that there is some consideration to buying just any stats that we see in the early game, because our items are that cheap and just getting total stats is going to be so important. So I think I will buy both of these, and then we'll re-roll. Alien Worm and Dynamite I think we can pass on. We'll roll again. Sharp Bullets, very good for the arms dealer. We don't know what weapons we're going to be using, so especially since we're buying them at random, and the piercing shots will be relevant for a bunch of possible weapons that we could get. So I would say not the best first shop. Obviously, this is not the weapon set that you would choose for Wave 2 if you were choosing a weapon set, but off to a decent start already. And obviously starting with the fertilizer is always going to be excellent. Something I'm actually thinking... I just got the quarterstaff for extra XP on wave 1, but something I'm thinking is maybe, given that we have to fill out our weapon slots, since that's the rule of the run, it's actually better not to buy XP gain, because that just means more weapons we are forced to buy. But that just sounds like it's sort of violating the spirit of the run, so we're going to buy XP gain and try to get as many weapon slots as possible. Sharp Tooth, unfortunately, is to the left of the Fireball. I'd much rather have the Fireball. But Scared Sausage is a really nice find here. I think I'll take the Propeller Hat and lock the Scared Sausage, but this can help us kill enemies no matter what garbage set of weapons we have. Do I want the Sharp Tooth upgrade? Do I think I need that? I think not. I'm going to re-roll here. I'll lock a Fertilizer, and Shotgun's a good enough weapon that I think it's worth locking here to make sure that we've got at least one decent weapon next wave. Both Arms Dealer and Baby have... Your shop always has a weapon in it, so we're guaranteed, I think, 2 weapons every shop. Pretty sure that's how it will stack. Definitely need to find some damage boosts. Both ranged and melee damage would be really nice. And since we got the Scared Sausage, elemental damage would be very helpful for us as well. 2 levels, which means next shop we have to buy 5 weapons. But we're just going to buy out this entire shop here. And then we'll roll, take the revolver and the laser gun. Ghost Flint's a nice one, but probably won't get any actual kills because we have a bunch of ranged weapons to go with it. But we'll take a Peaceful Beat, we'll re-roll. And then we gotta buy this laser gun. Scar, I will lock. Defective Steroids is worth locking. And we'll take a turret as well. This is another way that we can kill enemies that doesn't involve hitting them with our weapons. Sickle is probably also worth locking as a weapon. If we get the support weapon tag, it can be some extra harvesting, though of course it will cause us to lose our nice amount of harvesting here. Weird Ghost is pretty good too. Our HP is quite low, and we do have decent healing already. Yeah, so there's no chance we're getting bonus attack speed off of this Ghost Flint, unfortunately. Okay, we killed that lamprey pretty fast. So even though our weapon set is kind of bad, I guess we have laser guns, which are just very good at doing single target damage. So that worked out pretty well. And can we get this Curse Alien? Nice. Okay, we got both Curse Aliens on wave 4. That's great. We'll take a weapon slot here, of course, and then we're going to buy the entire shop, which we have locked all of. Another sickle. That's exactly why I wanted to lock sickles, because now we get the support weapon tag. And we'll take coffee. Feather, I think... No, ranged damage is just so helpful. I'm going to buy that as well. And then another sickle and a wand. Snake works well with the scared sausage. I think Broken Mouth might be a little safer. Actually, I don't want to lose regen this wave because we have a weird ghost. So I'm going to buy the snake. And I'm going to roll, and we'll buy a revolver. With 6 weapons on wave 5, we should be pretty safe, I think. And we'll take Coupon and Peaceful Bee. The Peaceful Bee is a little worse for this character, because the arms dealer has damage modifier increases, so it makes negative damage much worse. But it's still such a good item for us that I think it's worth buying. When your items are this cheap, economy items just tend to become better, because you spend less on them. Alright, this is a much less useful weapon set for killing Curse Aliens, but hopefully we can still get both on this wave as well. Got it. Gonna go kill this tree, and then run back over here and clear the buffing alien. Not doing a great job on wave clear this wave, but we did buy a full support weapon set, so of course that's gonna happen sometimes. We'll take the weapon slot here, and then buy the coupon first. Rocket launcher we're forced to buy, and then we'll buy both of these items we have locked. Okay, we got Shredder and Fireball. Our weapons are going to start to become pretty expensive now. Okay, so we are running out of money here, but we'll buy a fertilizer. Do I want to keep buying Peaceful Bees? Dynamite also, I guess we have a lot of explosions right now, but we won't always have explosion damage, so dynamite will sometimes be useful and sometimes won't. I mean, if we keep getting Peaceful Bees and fertilizers, yes, it costs me a lot of melee damage, but I think that's okay. And I won't be able to afford a weapon if I reroll, so I'll go to the next wave here. Oh, wait, obviously I should have bought that, to lock that jelly. I'm so used to ignoring that item because we've been playing the random weapon runs where we have 6 of the same weapon all the time. But obviously the jelly is incredible for this for this run where we're gonna have wildly varied weapons all the time. So that would have been a ton of HP, and definitely should have picked that up. So for sure a mistake there. Tried to kill that Curse Alien, but it's so tanky, and this weapon set is all explosive weapons. So it's just not good at killing high health, single target enemies like this loot alien. Yeah, we didn't get it. I probably shouldn't even have tried, because I saw how long it took me to kill the Curse Alien. I just knew I wasn't going to get that loot alien. Okay, more weapon slots. So we've got 9 weapons here. So let's buy 2 items, get the Sharp Tooth. Oh, so we only got 1 guaranteed weapon, even though we have shops always sell a weapon. Ice Cube, of course, is going to be good for this character, and Riposte, we do need more melee damage. Take the Cacti Club, Slingshot, and Spoon, and I guess just keep on buying Peaceful Bees. It is really hurting my ranged damage that we've got all these Peaceful Bees, but it's still pretty helpful to us. In our reroll, do I need a leveled up Cacti Club? No. I'll lock the turret, and I'll lock Loot. Loot is a good enough weapon that I'm pretty happy to buy it. Next wave, and then we'll go to that next wave. Riposte is a nice find because we've already got a decent amount of dodge, So that's a way that we can kill enemies again if our weapon set is terrible. This is not what I would call an inspiring set of weapons. A lot of sharp teeth and pistols. Just some really weak weapons overall. And we get... Yes, this time we were able to kill the loot alien at least. Trying to keep the healers down as well. Since a lot of our damage is dealt pretty slowly, killing the healers is pretty nice. All right, we're still making okay money, which is definitely good. Scared Sausage, obviously, another one of those. Lets us actually do a lot of elemental stuff if we find elemental damage, and the Eye Surgery is the perfect way to complement that. Then I've got to buy both of these weapons, of course, and then we have to buy both of these. Small Magazine, that'll fix our ranged damage, so we'll buy that and the crossbow. We'll roll here, and then, well, I just have to buy this entire shop, so... nothing for it, but we got a lot of crossbows at least, which are pretty bad because our range is very negative. Roll again, and we have to buy this pruner. Warhammer, that's got to be worth locking for next shop. The butterfly, I'm not going to take. I do want some lifesteal, but elemental damage is a pretty important part of our strategy. I'll lock this rocket launcher. These two weapons together are really good, and we'll lock the scarf, because I think that's going to be a really nice find for us. Do I want to lock a knife as well? I think that we're okay with that. So I'm holding a lot of materials, but when one of our, when we have a full weapon set already and one of our shop slots is always going to be a weapon, re-rolling is less valuable anyways, so we're often going to hold some materials rather than re-roll when we just wouldn't find something that we want that frequently. Nice to have a reasonable guaranteed weapon set for next wave as well, because wave 9 on Abyssal Terrors can sometimes be fairly difficult. And you really want some high damage weapons on Wave 9. Wave 10 is more important. Wave 10 is kind of the farming wave on Abyssal Terrors, the way Wave 9 is on Crash Zone. But still better to have a good weapon set for both of those waves. I'm going to recycle the coral here. I just don't like the standing still that it requires. And then I'm going to pick up all of these items. All right, we have 11 weapons, so we have to buy rock and rocket launcher. Metal, of course, we're going to buy, and then we'll roll. Then we have to buy these two weapons. I'll take a scar as well. Again, not probably good to increase my XP gain, because it just forces me to buy more weapons, but I think that's the fun of this run, of course. And then we'll buy all of these and do a reroll. Then we have to buy a spoon. I'll buy another scar. Do I want to lock either of these? Ghost Scepter could potentially give us extra HP, but given that we're going to have probably like 13 weapons next wave, the likelihood of any individual Ghost Scepter getting us health just seems very low. So we're just going to take this big weapon set and go to wave 9 here. It is kind of fun how much chaos is arising from all of our weapons. This is a really strong set of weapons for us. Lots of good damage, and we've got double rock, which helps keep us alive. We'll have to see what we can do against the elite. Right now, my defensive stats are not great, and it's hard to build defensive stats on this character. Really hard to build defensive stats on this character, because we're spending so much of our money on weapons and on re-rolling for more weapons. And we don't get the bonus stats from leveling up, because we get weapon slots instead. Usually in Brotato, most of your defensive stats come from your levels rather than from items, because it's the easiest way to get things like a 9 HP stack or 3 armor. There's very few items that give defensive stats in those numbers, but levels are pretty reliable. Alright, well, we have to buy the Javelin, and then I think I'm pretty happy to buy Lighthouse. And I guess we'll keep taking fertilizers. We don't have a lot of structures right now, just the 2 turrets currently. but Lighthouse will work pretty well if we find Pocket Factory, which is an item we would really like. Spicy Sauce is an item that's pretty good, given that our weapons are pretty unreliable. We'll take the Blood Leech as well. I think we'll pass on the Goat Skull. I'll take these. Do I want the Celery Tea? Going into Wave 10, our weapon set's okay, currently. And obviously we'll buy a bunch more weapons in the next couple shops. Do I think I can kill enough enemies to make Celery Tea worth it? Probably. Let's give it a try. We'll take Circular Saw. We'll reroll here. Buy the Wand. I'll lock the Piggy Bank. We're often going to have a lot of money left over, I think. And then I'll roll. Buy a Pistol. And both Plant and Tentacle are probably worth buying. Okay, so we're stuck on 8 weapons this wave, which is definitely going to make our Celery Tea a lot worse. But hopefully we can still clear the wave reasonably. Also, we have found very little elemental damage, which I would really like to be able to buy more of. I have no idea if it's even possible for us to kill the loot alien this wave with double health and relatively weak weapons. Oh, okay. Well, it was possible. So, I now have an idea. And we'll try to get the other one. Oh no. Okay. I just, like, stood in the middle of all of those enemies for no reason at all. Let's try not to die here. Obviously, that was very poor play. It's because of the Celery Tea. It just makes it, you know, I thought that we would be able to clear a spot. Unfortunately, we were not. We only got one loot alien, but we did live. I'll take the weapon slots here. I'll buy a Piggy Bank. Well, I have to buy a Submachine Gun first, and then we'll buy these other items. We'll roll Submachine Gun, Chainsaw. That's a fun one. And Fireball and Scissors, and roll again. We, again, have to buy all the weapons. Bait we should be able to use pretty efficiently, and our percent damage is horrible, so we'll take that. Then we gotta buy the weapons here. Scar and Clockwork Wasp are both pretty nice, so we'll take those, and then a Ghost Scepter, and another Scar, and a Cyclops Worm. I'll roll again. Do I want a Wrench? I don't think it's worth locking Wrench. Ouch, okay, I've got to get some armor here. We're taking way too much damage when I take a hit. At least we have a really strong set of weapons for this wave. Cursed Blunderbuss is just going to do an absurd amount of damage. Let us kill that loot alien super fast as well. It's hard, of course, because we have to keep buying new weapons, so it's hard to build stats, which means I'm reluctant to reroll a lot to find the stats that we want. Also, because every time we reroll, we just have to buy more weapons. So we're a little more luck-reliant than I like to be on a character for this character. We'll take the armor here, that's great. We now have positive armor. We have to buy Lightning Shiv. And I do want these other items. Roll another Shiv and a Revolver. We have 7 luck and our percent damage is terrible, so Cyberball is not very good right now. I also really need to get enough damage to kill the Elite. So I think I'm actually going to roll past both of those. We'll buy Jousting Lance and Saw, because we have to, and another Scared Sausage is good. This is all weapons, so we just have to buy all of them. Roll, take a Spiky Shield, take a Plant. Boiling... Oh, we have to buy Shuriken as well. If I skip a weapon by accident, obviously, you know, that can happen. I am doing my best to buy all of the weapons that we see, but I am, of course, only human, so I may roll past a weapon accidentally. I assure you I'm not attempting to cheat. I'm gonna buy all of these weapons, of course, and then we'll lock the recycling machine. I really want to just keep rolling for more weapons, Cursed Goblet's incredible, and Whistle is good as well. I wish I could have bought the recycling machine before we fight the elite, because it's very helpful to have recycling machine if you get a red item that you don't want. This is the hardest elite in Abyssal Terrors by, I would say, a fair margin, probably. Has a fairly hard pattern to dodge, typically. Fortunately, our damage is very good. That's why I prioritized re-rolling until we got 1,000,000 weapons. And I had to keep moving there. Unfortunately, that elite forces you to stop moving a lot more than you usually want to. But we have a bunch of Jousting Lances, so we really want to keep moving, because the Jousting Lances cost you damage when you stop moving. Ooh, any chance we can kill this thing? Yeah, got it. All right. 3 crates, including a red crate. Grind's Magical Leaf is awesome. Very happy to get this. This is a lot of defensive stats, which we really need. I don't care about capping my move speed at 18. So we'll take the Shackles. Actually, yeah, so this is before we lose the speed from the Jousting Lances, so we'll still have to boost our move speed up. But it's nice that we got the Shackles on a wave where we had the Lances, so our speed cap is higher. Yeah, I'll take the glasses. For 10, I think the range is okay, and we'll take a weapon slot here. We have to buy the rock, and then we can buy all of these items and roll. Buy all the weapons, roll again. Buy all the weapons, which is all of them, and roll again. And all the weapons again, but a Gentle Alien's a really nice find. Ooh, an Obliterator. Wish I had been able to get that on an Elite Wave. Penguin and Beanie. I'll buy the Penguin, and we'll lock the Beanie here. This should be enough weapons that we don't have to reroll. This is a more interesting run than I was expecting. I feel like we've had a few more decisions to make than I would have expected us to. In terms of when we reroll and whether we lock a specific type of weapon. In general, my damage is still very poor because I prioritized economy over stats early. And maybe I was supposed to buy more damage, buy fewer Peaceful Bees. Look for more elemental damage. But I think things are going pretty well. So we got 2 more weapon slots. We've got 3 weapons we have to buy and a Beanie. And 4 weapons we have to buy. And we'll roll. And that's 1 more weapon I have to buy. Losing ranged damage is fairly painful, but we have way more engineering than we have ranged damage. So even on our ranged weapons, the nail is going to be good. Take the duct tape as well. Insanity, probably worth buying also. Crit chance works on almost every weapon, so it's a good way to hedge. Not knowing what weapons we're going to get, having higher crit chance can really help us out in terms of making sure that they actually do some damage. Then, of course, we have to buy all of those, and we have to buy all these 3. Charcoal, yeah, this is a lot of stats that we care about, and then we'll roll. Okay, well, we'll definitely lock an Excalibur. Although, the negative armor is going to be super, super dangerous. But, you know, I'm not going to not lock the Excalibur. Probably if we're just trying to maximize our win rate, it's actually better to just lock, like, the stick. But obviously we're going to buy Excalibur going into the Elite Wave. That I'm never not going to do that. We're going to lose so much armor. We've actually managed to build a decent amount of healing. which is fairly difficult to come by for this character, so that's something that's definitely working in our favor. I wish we had found more elemental damage. That would be really good with our scared sausages and eye surgery and everything. Also, I think we have no attack speed, which is just like crit chance. Attack speed works with pretty much every weapon. You have to guess whether you're going to have ranged or elemental or whatever damage types. But percent damage works with everything except structures. Attack speed works with everything except, I guess, maces. And crit chance works with pretty much everything as well. So those are very safe stats to buy on the arms dealer. The wisdom, I think I'm going to recycle this. It's a lot of lost damage up front. We're about to buy Excalibur and go fight an elite, so I want to kill that elite as fast as possible. So I think I'm actually recycling the wisdom, because we just don't really need it, and I don't want to slow our kill on the elite at all. We'll take Dangerous Bunny here. A flute is not exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to pass on the Tyler. I need to find a bunch of weapons, if I can, in order to have the damage to kill the elite. Similarly, I'm passing on the wheat here. We'll take Sharp Tooth and flute. Still not the weapon I would have hoped for to fight an elite with. Peaceful Bee. We get a huge discount if I buy it, so I think I will take that. Okay, Particle Accelerator, Javelin, Potato Thrower. Yeah, those are not other than the Potato Thrower. That's the type of weapon that can help me kill the boss a lot faster. A laser gun, even a level 1 laser gun, is really good as well. And then we just have to buy all the weapons in order anyways, but it's really nice that we were able to do that. More regen. I'll lock a spear. Spear's always a good item, and alloy gives us basically all the stats. Yes, it costs dodge, which we are building, but having all of the damage types that we use, which is all of them, in a single item is really powerful. So yeah, very glad, ouch. Okay, I need to be very, very careful here, because the Excalibur is super dangerous, again. Very glad I didn't buy the Wisdom, because it would have slowed down our kill on this elite. 50 damage a hit, okay. Well, we made it. Basically, if it takes you less than 30 seconds to kill an elite, then it's faster than it would have been without Wisdom. If it takes you more than 30 seconds to kill an elite, then the Wisdom would speed it up. We've had a couple really close calls this run, also, which is kind of fun. Okay, Greek Fire's a really nice way to kill elites. We'll take a Garden, more weapon slots, of course. Have to buy the Fist and the Spear, and then we can buy both of these. We'll roll here, another Spear, a Frozen Heart. That's a pretty nice find as well. I'm actually going to roll here because I need to buy more weapons, so let's do that. The Jelly I'll lock, because it is still good even this late, but we've got to buy some weapons here. Weapons are just getting so expensive. I'm really having trouble actually keeping up, rebuying all of our weapons every round. Usually on the arms dealer, you have a much more coherent weapon set, so you can rely, because you've locked a weapon on purpose. So you can rely on finding some good weapons because you're manipulating the shops more than we're able to do here. But since we just have to buy every weapon we see, we don't get to manipulate the shops to get the weapons we want. Also, usually at this point in the game on Arms Dealer, you're much, much wealthier and have way more stats because you've leveled up. So you've got actual stats rather than just weapons, which of course is what we have from playing the baby. Sunken Bell's a great panic button. We'll buy a weapon slot here, of course, and then gotta buy all of these. Take a reroll here. Ghost Flint and Medical Gun I'm forced to buy. Scared Sausage we definitely want. We don't need a Starfish at this point. We gotta buy all the weapons. Do I want a missile? Yeah, our percent damage is terrible, so let's buy a missile. That will help fix our damage output. Have to buy those weapons. Take a defective steroids. I'm over move speed cap, so we're not going to take the compass. Take a plank and a lightning shiv, of course. Cyberball, still not useful because our luck is terrible, so we're going to pass on that. Usually that's a stat you really, really want on the arms dealer, of course. An item you really, really want on the arms dealer, but our luck has not been good because we have not been able to get it from levels, which is where you usually get it on the arms dealer. I will take a baby gecko. I'm going to reroll past Snail and Spyglass. I kind of want a few more weapons. We have to buy Plank and Ghost Flint, but we can lock a Cursed Pruner and a Cursed Lucky Charm. Locking 2 good cursed items is really nice. I considered doing this run with the rule that I couldn't buy anything other than weapons until we'd filled out our weapon set. But I felt like that would just mean we would never make any decisions. And we'd just be re-rolling a lot and buying random weapons, which just didn't seem that fun. Obviously, the fun of this game is making decisions. So when you take that away, you lose a lot of the appeal. For me, at least. Of course, everyone can enjoy the game however they want. Yeah, so we're starting to fall pretty far behind in economy. We have 200 harvesting, but we're clearing the wave fairly slowly. So we would need a lot more harvesting than this, I think. I'm gonna take Pruner and Lucky Charm here. Cursed Stone Skin is... our armor's so bad. So it's only 8 HP. I actually think I buy the duct tape and pass on the Stone Skin. Because 65 HP is... fine, and we just need weapons here. So we'll take Sickle and Spear. Dangerous Bunny, this will probably get me more weapons, even just this shop with the extra rerolls. Harpoon Gun, not super helpful against the boss. Reroll again. Wrench and Ghost Scepter. A little muscly dude. I do want more melee damage. So yeah, let's buy that. We'll take a reroll, Flamethrower Pistol, lock a Lure, and unfortunately rerolling here doesn't get us more weapons. So this is a very, very poor weapon set against the Elite. Maybe I wasn't supposed to buy as many items as I did and just roll for more weapons. And our damage is not good. We do have the Greek Fire, though. So the Greek Fire should help us be able to kill this Elite anyways. Even though our weapon set is truly terrible. Trying not to take too many hits here. The funny thing about Abyssal Terrors with this Elite is this Elite has such a small model that it's actually smaller than a lot of the other units on the field, and you sometimes just lose track of it. When like the walruses spawn, they're kind of the same size, but they have a much bulkier shape to them, so they're more noticeable, I find. And of course, like the mini bosses and stuff, and the hatchers and everything are way, way bigger than that Elite. So that Elite you can sometimes just completely lose track of because the other enemies are just more noticeable. Yeah, I'll take a black belt. I do want more damage. Our movement speed is too good to buy Estes Couch, so we'll recycle it. We'll take a weapon slot. We're level 23, so we won't quite hit maximum weapons this run. We'll take a Lure here, and Potato. I've been just needing raw stats this entire time, so we're going to take that. We'll take the Mace. Alienize is a decent way to deal damage. Triangle of Power is a lot of percent damage. On the other hand, we only have 3 weapons, so I think I just have to roll, because our weapons are starting to get really expensive as well. Have to buy Medical Gun, take a Corrupted Shard, I think that's fine, and then Spider I will lock, because we're going to have so many different weapons in the last wave. But I just need to reroll a few times. I don't think we can buy anything for 20, so I'm not going to reroll here. And weird food we shouldn't need for the boss fight. Our goal is just going to be to buy as many weapons as we can so we can kill them quickly. But the spider we're definitely going to buy, so... Because the amount of extra attack speed we get from that is so high, it'll be worth more than what we would benefit from getting more weapons. Surprisingly interesting run, like I said. And one where I felt like it was... I mean, we came within 1 HP of dying several times, but that was because I bought the Excalibur. If we hadn't bought the Excalibur, I don't think that we'd ever have been in too much danger in this run, but a lot of interesting decision points I found. Where's the loot alien? There it is. I keep losing track of it. There we go. Either that or there were like 4 of them. Boiling water, I'll take. I guess we'll take a lure. Bloody Hand, we don't have Triangle of Power, so Cursed Bloody Hand is going to be a ton of damage. It would be good anyways. Cursed. Even if we had Triangle of Power, the Cursed Bloody Hand would be way more damage than you would lose from the damage over time. For some reason, that confuses people a lot. Sometimes you can buy Bloody Hand even with Triangle of Power, because the upfront damage is so valuable. And people get really confused about that one. I'm gonna take... Do I want elemental damage or crit chance? Probably the crit chance is more valuable here. Take the hatchet, and we will buy spider. I'll roll past these other two, because I just need weapons now. Scissors we have to buy. Oh, I guess the coupon might have saved us money. No, because it's minus 5%. Costs us 46, and we only have 500, so it won't save us money here. We'll take the brick and the icicle, torch, slingshot. Cyberball a little more interesting now. I'm actually going to take the bait, because our percent damage... Oh, we had the bloody hand, so our percent damage is better, so bait I probably didn't need to buy. But there we go. That's a shop that we were hoping for, was just a bunch of weapons so that we can try to max out our weapon set. I'd have loved this pocket factory earlier, but some more cursed weapons is really good, and then we can't buy anything else. But we got 18 weapons going into the last wave, so I think we should be reasonably well set up. Let's see if we can kill the bosses. There we go. That's the first one gone. And that's the second one gone. One of our bricks broke in the middle there. I don't know if you caught that, but that's why there was such an explosion of materials. All right, well, that was a fun run. Honestly, if you're looking for a good time, I recommend it. It's a really interesting challenge to navigate just a completely random weapon set every wave, with an incredible variation in what we have and how many weapons we have and everything. Taking a look at our items, 100k damage from Scared Sausage is ridiculous. 33k from the turrets. What else? Dealt damage. Only 774 from the riposte, so that did not end up being a major part of our damage output. Same with Spicy Sauce, which only dealt 2400. I completely forgot that I bought the piggy bank. I'll be honest here. I probably should have saved money a little more often. So definitely some piggy bank errors here, but we just completely forgot about that item as soon as I bought it. We got 28 healing from the tentacle, so not bad. Anything else? 14 from the recycling machine, so definitely not worth buying the recycling machine. It's because we have such a high discount on our items, so the recycling machine ended up not giving us a bunch of extra money, so that was a mistake on a character combination that has such an enormous item price discount. The recycling machine's a lot less valuable. Dangerous bunnies were very good though, 359, but way more than that by making our other rerolls cheaper. Greek fire for 27k helped us kill the elites, which was good. And other than that, there we go. Close call with the Excalibur, but that was obviously for, you know, the legendary weapon of it all. And I really enjoyed that run. Hope you did as well. As always, of course, if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.